stop. Shorter, give up. Window on the cup. Belly, tip up. Short, clear, short, clear, short, yeah, short, yeah.
The Tanzania People's Defense Force has had an esteemed presence in the East African country since independence in the 60s. Over 27,000 soldiers are actively employed in bases throughout the country. Proper accommodation for officers has always been a problem. In Dar es Salaam, they are scattered throughout the city in dilapidated temporary houses. But that's about to change. China's Exim Bank provided a construction loan to build over 700 apartment blocks in 8 provinces across Tanzania. This will provide accommodation to over 6,000 officers and their families. One of the conditions of the loan was that a Chinese company does the construction. Shanghai Construction Company, or SCG, was appointed for the task. This is the company's first project in Tanzania, one they take very seriously.
那么我们国家30多年改革开放以来，经济建设突飞猛进，人民的生活水平不断的提高。但到这里一看，就感觉到他们的水平可能还要略低于我们50-60年代的生活水平。就这样一看一想呢，更觉得我们做这个事，它是非常有必要的，也更感觉到自己的责任重大。看更屌丝嘛，高一点。
Personally, I'm appreciating. I'm working well with the Chinese. I can say they are serious. They are really devoted to what they are doing. Definitely, I'm quite happy working with them. As far as this company is concerned and what we are doing right away, I'm just positive towards what we are moving on.
According to Tanzanian law, foreign workers are not allowed to do manual labor, which means over 3,000 local workers were employed on construction sites across the country. China and bicycles are almost synonymous, and SCG's incentive award brings a little bit of Beijing to Dar es Salaam.
Tanzania, the traffic fee is very high and compared to the salary. So we also hope our workers, when they work good, we give them good transport. They can also reduce their work pressure and their life pressure, and they're happy to us. It's more than just give them money.
Alpha Kimaro is one of the officers that will soon receive a new apartment. His current living quarters are shabby and cramped. When guests come, they are forced to sit outside. There's also no running water inside the house.
No water. I'm going to take water out by use a bucket and put it inside. Every day catch water there in the tap or out of our house and then put inside our house.
Electrical installations are old and unreliable, and there just isn't enough space for his family's needs.
This is a room for children. All children sleep here, girls, boys, and all visitors come here, sleep here. Because it's one room. Already stopped.
Today, the Kimaros get their first chance to look at their new living quarters.
I see this new house. This new house is good, because there are the 3 rooms, master bedroom, girl and boy. It's good. Kitchen is good. You put a good condition. Put up something in cupboards. It's good.
Yeah, this is the master bedroom.
This is master bedroom. Water inside. There's washing. You're washing here. A system for rubbish water is good. To flush the rubbish water. Yeah, you flush the rubbish water here.
As soon as water and electricity are supplied by the local government, the Kimaros will be able to move in. A prospect they look forward to.
Chinese people is a good people because it's build a house for short time. And they build a good house and strong. Yeah. Welcome, China.
Probably the biggest residential development by a Chinese company in Africa is found just outside Luanda in Angola. This is Quilamba City. The $3.5 billion development was built to house about 500,000 people. After completion, it stood empty for several months, and journalists called it a ghost city. But things have changed. Many Angolan families have since moved in. Currently, 85% of the project's apartments are occupied. The project consists of 758-story apartment buildings, a dozen schools, and more than 100 retail units. The construction company behind Quilamba City is the City Group, a big Chinese state-owned conglomerate. They've been operating in Africa for over 30 years.
到非洲来，成为中国走出去企业的窗口，也同样会促进中信集团本身的发展，也会促进当地国的发展。我记得我在小学的时候，曾经主席说过，是非洲人民把中国人民抬进了联合国。那么我们帮助朋友建设和发展，是我们应尽的义务。我觉得这是第一个理由。
The group has chosen Angola as the hub of its African operations. Angola's civil war ended only in 2002, which means there's now a dire need for housing and development. Quilamba is more than just a housing project. It's an entire satellite city built according to Chinese specifications.
I think that this was the wisdom of the president. I think that's a very important decision. he agreed to accept the Chinese standard, Chinese design code in this project.
All the project's roads lead from east to west and from south to north in a typical chessboard design.
This is a quite tradition of China, just as Beijing.
Traditional Chinese designs were adapted here and there to make provisions for the Angolan weather. The staircase lobbies were left open to provide natural ventilation, and the windows were fitted with louvers to block out the harsh sunlight.
We are really very pleased to receive the advice from Angola authorities and architects.
Li Gan came to Angola as an interpreter and subsequently decided to make it his home. He and his Angolan wife first lived in a wooden house on the outskirts of Luanda. They were frustrated by the inconsistent water and electricity supply there and decided to move to Quilamba City. For the first time, they now have proper municipal services and access to a well-functioning public transport system.
安哥拉的整个的物价是确实很高的。这个房子呢，当地的售价应该说是在安哥拉是这个售价和相当低了，应该是比和中国比起来也是很低的，说实话。
To Quilamba City. For the first time, they now have proper municipal services and access to a well-functioning public transport system. According to their contract, CITIC is responsible for providing maintenance services within 1 year of completing construction. For large parts of the apartment blocks, this obligation has already expired. CITIC technicians are, however, still responding to maintenance call-outs from all residents, even when the damage was caused by residents themselves. The company says it sees this as part of their social responsibility towards Angola. And for residents of Quilamba City, this service has become a valuable added benefit. This giant housing development has been a valuable training ground, and they're hoping to capitalize on what they've learned here.
We are going to take all the advantages to the other African countries, and then we also would like to make a more improvement on the base of this project.
In the 3 decades China's CITIC group has been active in Angola, it's extended its scope of involvement far beyond construction. Agriculture has become another key focus area.
曾经被称为非洲的粮场。安哥拉的农作物和农产品，在世界上它的国家的内战之前，是处于世界领先地位的。那么内战之后，农业就已经退化了，没有人种农业了。要重新恢复农业种植，对它的科研、选种、培种、种植、田间管理、气象气候、土壤环境等等，要进行重新的调查。所以我们觉得，作为 帮助朋友发展，帮助安哥拉人民发展。
The company has built state-of-the-art agricultural research centers in the country to help Angola re-establish its agricultural industry. At the research center in the Malanja province, locals are given practical training in aspects like cultivation, irrigation, and soil management. Some, like Pedro Paciencia, also had an opportunity to go to China for additional specialized training in agriculture.
Feito, Pedro, 今天我们对这5个图1号在测验。2号。
The training is very good because our teachers are very patient, and Chinese people are very hard work, and I like the way they teach.
垂直的放进去 ，OK， 然后很正规。
Me and my family, a lot of things I didn't know before, like signals about the plant, why this plant is like this, and before I didn't know, I just see like when I see a plant got a yellow leaves, I don't know why, but by now I know what's going on, why that doesn't grow a lot, why it doesn't give fruit. Now I know everything because thanks to that training I get in China.
7.22。
My future plan is to give experience to others, to the newcomers. Yeah, one day when I finish my training.
在的值都偏碱性。
So I can pass to others, and then like the way our government is thinking to stop the hunger and produce more food for the population.
Post-war Angola is not an easy place to live in. The country is plagued by poverty and food shortages. Children in rural villages have learned to get by with very little. In an effort to help with these children's education, CITIC constructed this school building in ENDEVR village. There are also 3 others in the rest of the country. Back in Luanda, it's also started a vocational school for young people who have passed grade 8. About 30 students are taken in at a time and given practical training in fields like civil construction, electricity, and mechanics. They are also taught language and computer skills.
In fact, our school, everything is for free, and we will to supply all the opportunity work for them. So if they just graduate, they will come to our company or other companies. Just up to them and themselves.
CITIC employees are also given classes in Mandarin. The aim of these classes is to improve communication between Chinese managers and local workers, and also to open the door to other forms of training. The longer the company has stayed in Angola, the more it's become involved in different spheres of society, some of them totally unrelated to business.
Ping pong is my favorite sport. And the ex-world table tennis champion, Mr. Coop, Guo Yuehua, is my good friend. China is very good at table tennis. Angola is very good at basketball. So I really like to do something to introduce the most Chinese strength to Angola, to support Angola.
CITIC started a sports program whereby promising Angolan youngsters were taken to China for table tennis training.
Acho que é muito bom porque são muito bons tecnicamente e com os técnicos chineses a pessoa tem uma evolução muito rápida e também acho que são muito disciplinados.
The company has employed permanent Chinese coaches in Angola to train teams on different levels.
我感觉还是挺欣慰的，因为从他们一点都不会，然后从认识乒乓球从认识乒乓球开始到现在能明白，然后能打，我觉得对他们来说挺不容易的。
I defeated the Angola kids 3 years or 4 years before. After that training, 1 year training, okay, I was beaten by the kids.
Since CITIC's sports program started, Angola has moved from number 12 in table tennis in Africa to number 2.
Que agora fiquei em segundo, agora o meu sonho é ficar em primeiro no campeonato africano e o outro é quando eu for sair mesmo para os Jogos Olímpicos.
Two Chinese construction companies building homes on different sides of the African continent. Both acknowledge that they're doing these projects because it's financially worth their while. But it's also about honoring past relations and about building future ones.